Hello, I'm here to share another dream with you. This dream I had about 2 weeks ago. I was in a room. I was at a place. I don't know where I was really, but there were some folks there. There was a dude, older gentleman. He had white hair. So I'm assuming that based on how he looked and his hair color, he was probably in his 60s, but he looked good, like physically, for his age. And his wife was also there, but I really didn't pay much attention to the wife. So there was another fella that prepositioned him to a fight, like a physical fight. And as I'm watching, because it seems like he accepted the preposition, but I didn't hear him verbally say this. So he's standing there, and I physically saw him with my eyes. I saw him get whiter, like more brolic, in front of my very eyes. Then, as I'm watching him, he grew taller. He was so tall that he was almost touching the ceiling, like the top of his hair was touching the ceiling. And at this point, I went over to him and his wife and I said, "You're going to see miracles and healing." And after that, I don't know what happened to the dude that prepositioned him, but I didn't really see him in the dream anymore. So music came on, like slow music, and his wife was getting ready to dance with him. Then there was a lady there, and she was my namesake. And we started dancing. She was a little taller than me, so I remember my head was right by her bosom, not in a sexual way. Also, it's important to know that my name means born on Christmas Day. So I think that's also important, given that she was my namesake and I felt like she was very familiar, like I knew her, and so comforting. So I rested my head and we're just moving sideways, just dancing. And I woke up. So when I woke up from this dream, I went into another dream. In this dream, I knew that I had just had the dream that I just told you about. There was a fella in the dream, younger, early 20s perhaps. He was troubled though. And there was a body of water. In the dream, I called it a lake, but it couldn't have been a lake because it had walls, like a canal. Anyway, he pushed me into the water. Well, prior to that, I remember I was standing there and I was looking into the water and I saw these baby alligators. And I was telling my daughter that there are alligators in this water. So the guy came and he pushed me into the water. And at this point, I remembered the dream that I just had. And I was speaking to the Lord in my mind. And I was like, "Lord, I need this miracle. I need to be able to breathe underwater like a fish." And as soon as I thought it, I was breathing underwater. So I got to the bottom of this water source and I was breathing. And I just breathed naturally and came back to the surface and I got out. Then the dream shifted. Now it's like I'm at a resort and I see the same dude and he's like drunk and just not acting right. So I got to the desk there was a security guard there, but he was quite nonchalant and not really paying attention, because this dude, the same dude that pushed me into the water, he was there, and this security guard was supposed to like what, not really, not arrest him, but he was supposed to be keeping an eye on him. And this guy kept trying to leave, and every time he kept trying to leave to like go inside of the building, I was the one that was reprimanding him, not the security guy. And I remember like these cops showed up, but they didn't show up for the dude. They showed up for someone else, and he was supposed to just wait. I don't know who he was waiting for. Like, he was just supposed to know that he needed to stay there, to sit there and wait for whatever or whoever. So I remember I was given a pad, like a notepad and pen to write whatever happened. So I was recounting what happened with this dude, and I remember he had this 6-inch needle, but it was like one of those needles that you would use for sewing and weaving your hair. It curved, and it had like, I guess I would say like eyes in it. Like, you know, the top of a needle, how it has the eye at the top for you to thread a needle, but this one had like multiple eyes within the needle, and it was curved. So that's what it reminded me of. But this needle stuck out to me, but it belonged to the dude, and I don't know why he had this needle, and I don't know why I saw it like more than once in the dream. So I started writing down what had happened when he pushed me into the water, and that's when I woke up. But they were linked, these two dreams, because both of them were depicting the miracles of God. And the Bible tells you about that we are to do as Jesus did and his disciples and more. So I was excited when I had this dream, because I have been praying to the Lord for more spiritual gifts and for him to enhance my current spiritual gifts. And two of the things that I've been praying about, the gifts rather, are miracles and healing, that he will release that upon me if that's his will. So yeah, I thought that was super cool to witness, and I hope I get to witness this and to get to live it in real life. So I just wanted to share that with you and to encourage you, because prior to having this dream, I was speaking to the Lord, and I was saying, Lord, give me something to encourage the bride, because a lot of you guys are experiencing the weariness, and I just don't want you to fall asleep. I want you to maintain your wisdom and to be those 5 wise virgins. So keep your oil in your lamp. Keep watching. Do not fall asleep. Do not slumber, okay? Keep watching for your bridegroom, because he is coming. Stay blessed. Jesus loves you. Bye-bye.